Now, my next guest, indeed, I've known him for 122 years, so I have. Literally, well, I haven't, but I've known him for a long number of years. He's called Mike Fitz, and he has had Bullet Design for a long number of years. Mike, how are you? How are you today?
I'm great, Keith. Thanks a million for having me back.
Is it 122?
Well, plus the VAT.
It must be 40 years.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah,
it must be 40 years. You started out your life in O'Connor's and Galway.
TV, 14 years with O'Connor's.
Were you with Tom and Ray and the team?
I started when I was about 20 years of age, so I did 14 years, and then I've been pretty much on my own since with Bullet Design. And
we've been interacting for that length of time.
Absolutely.
So we have
with ads and
license applications and everything.
Yeah,
it's
unreal. It's unreal. Yeah. But I have to say, you've been very supportive. Any little venture I ever kind of road I went down, you were always there to give me a space and a plug, and you're brilliant.
But you're a good guy yourself, you see.
Well,
and a good family as well. We haven't spoken in so long.
Yeah.
Then COVID made a dog's dinner of it.
Absolutely.
Really
Absolutely. Well, it killed lots of businesses, I mean, even my own suffered tremendously during that 2 years. I mean, we were locked down. There was no shops open. It was terrible.
Yeah, like you would do an awful lot of the paper advertising.
That's right.
For the multitools, like Super Values.
Yeah,
and
Super Value. And the local guys, Tom Dempsey, Cunniff Electric, the local guys all that I've known for years and years and years. Yeah.
So you do all the paper ads for them?
Yeah.
So that would have died a death then?
Absolutely dead. It died for 2 years. I mean, literally nothing.
Yeah, but you reinvented yourself.
I did.
Yeah, you kind of had to though, didn't you?
Well, I mean,
you're not a guy that stands still. That's the big problem that you have.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you can't stand still either because, times change and, you wouldn't want to be a blacksmith in the car passing by and ignore the car was passing. So you kind of have to look at what's happening and what's new. And I suppose my own thoughts lately is that I think we're going to have to go back a little bit to go forward. And part of that was the whole pub post idea that I've come up with. Is people connecting and sending cards and hope you're well and just thoughtful messages again.
I still don't think there's anything nicer than getting a card in the post or a thank you card or a birth. I turned 60 in April. You don't see the amount of birthday cards I got. I just love the written word, and like this gets people's head out of their phones and gets them to write.
And that's what I'm hoping as well. I mean, I suppose if anything I hope from this idea, the pub post concept, is that it's the younger people that embrace the idea of reaching out physically to their friends and just saying, hi, I'm in Galway, having a great time. Just, I think it's so much nicer to get something in the post the following day and know someone thought about you.
But you're old enough to remember when you went on your first holiday to Spain somewhere, be it Santa Ponda or otherwise. Just the first thing you did when you landed was send a postcard home to the parents to say, there was no mobile phones, there was no text, there was nothing.
Absolutely not,
Might have been the odd landline if you could find a phone. Or I arrived and I've got a bit of sun, and all those postcards meant something. So you're kind of going back to that whole thing.
Yeah, part of it is that, Keith, but the other problem with postcards for most people is they go to somewhere in Spain, they get the postcards with the best of intentions in the world, they bring them back to the hotel, and now they have to write them, find the post stamps, then they've got to find the post office, and if they're in a country they don't know, they finish up nearly in the suitcase coming home with you lots of times. Whereas the pub post concept is that you'll go into a pub that carries our range of postcards that are they're made here in Galway, designed by me and printed local printers. The whole lot is Galway based. That you'll get the stamp in the pub, you'll get the biro if you need it. There's a post box in the pub, so it's a one-stop shop. So I'm only going to supply these postcards and prints to pubs that sign up to the concept that they have to elevate the customer experience and give them the one-stop shop that they can go in, pick the postcard, get the stamp and do it all there while they enjoy a cocktail or a pint.
And post it in the pub?
Yeah, in the pub, yeah. I have replica P&T boxes got. And so we're launching tonight in Walsh's, MP Walsh's back in Dominic Street, which you probably know was a pub, or it was a pub, E. Bruins, but before that it was a post office.
It was actually.
And it closed in 1991.
That's right.
So the last time anything was posted in E. Bruins building was 1991 until tonight.
So next door to E. Bruins then was Heffernan's shop.
Oh man, I don't remember that now. I wouldn't have gone back to West End that much. We wouldn't be allowed over the
bridge. You were there long enough, so you were in one myself. Yeah, and there was that lovely lady that was involved in Galway GA, and she had an embroidery shop there. God, name is gone. But so it's steeped in history, E. Bruins, so it is there.
And that's where the whole concept came, because I was in the pub whenever we were allowed out again, and we were in there, and I had said it to the lads, the pub was beautifully done up with a nod to the whole fact that it was a post office. They had signs and they had old stamps on the wall, and they even had a post box in the back. And I said, guys, I think you're missing a trick. I think you guys should be selling postcards and make yourselves stand out from the crowd. But I know that like I won't make my fame or fortune selling to one pub. So 2 other pubs have already come on board, but they haven't been supplied their cards yet. It's the Huntsmen, who have always been great supporters of me, and my friends over in Joe Watty's in Ishmore. So they will have the post box and the stamps and the postcards and the prints as of, well, the launch is tonight, so whenever after that, you know.
You brought in a selection, so you have.
I did.
You brought in a selection, but you sent me these emails on Monday, so you did, and I was just looking at them. I mean, I love the one of NUI Galway. I mean, you can get the generic one of the quad, but you created this.
Yeah, they're all my own design. Like, I wanted them, I think postcards in Galway seem to me to be the same postcards since I was a kid. And I just want to do something bright and fun and lively and maybe, you know, reinvent the postcard a little bit. So my colours are a little bit mad as well, you know.
Well, you know, I love mad colours anyway. Just look at me. I mean, I love the one of NUI Galway. I love the one at Joe Watty's that you've done. And I actually love Grace and PJ.
Yeah, they're the nicest people. Hardest working people in the world.
In the world.
Absolutely.
And on the islands as well. But I love it. And I was out there recently. And due to the weather, I failed to get up to them because I got soaked wet going down to do the broadcast. But that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's good. No, and I'm looking forward to going out there. And I've been working on a couple of more cards at the moment. They're like, PJ has seen them, as in there's, you know, for the wormhole. There's the Dunangus itself.
They're lovely, the 3 men in the Curragh.
Yeah, again, tradition. And the prints of them should be nice, and when they're framed, and they make great gifts, I think.
I love this one, Pog Mahone, indeed.
I'm hoping a couple of Americans won't even know what it means when they send it home.
What all they have to do is put it into Google Translate, and they'll know from there. But it's the colours on that are just...
it's great. Yeah, I'm very happy with the end results. I think I'm happy with what we've created, and I can stand over them. And each pub, I think the next one you're looking at there, Keith, is MP Walsh's itself. So each pub will have their own postcard that sign up to the whole concept. So we'll have, you know, whatever is relevant to their area, whether they're in Galway. Well, hopefully at some stage I'll be in other counties other than just Galway. And I don't think I'm finished in Galway yet. There's only 3 pubs so far, but there's plenty of other fine pubs around Galway that might embrace the idea.
So I love this. We'd love to see you, and if you could join us with the launch of Pub Post at MP Walsh's Pub 55 Dominic Street Lower on Wednesday 31st of August at 7 p.m. I'd say that's around 7 p.m.
Yeah, 7. Well, it's informal. I mean, I'm not one of these people that is all stuffy and whatever. So 7, come in around 7. We might kick off and say a few words at 7:30. The music starts at 8:30, and I'll be well finished talking, and it'll be just about, if you want to buy a few postcards, you're more than welcome down, join us. But it's informal. It's not a highbrow thing at all.
You won a Galway Cathedral, which is absolutely beautiful, and a different take on Galway Cathedral that we have seen in life, and brings in Wood Quay there. You have a lovely one there with John F. Kennedy visiting Galway on 29th of June 1963. You've got one that will bring a smile. What has it done just to me now? With the bag of potatoes, the pint of Guinness, and the postcard with thinking of you. I mean, you really are a genius.
Thank you.
You really are a genius.
My mother always thought so, you know.
Mothers are always right, so
right.
God bless her.
That's
so, the Huntsman Inn, you've done. I mean, you're a resident there. I don't mean in the pub now, but upstairs there.
Yeah, I was there for over 20 years.
You were upstairs.
Yeah, I had an office rented off Stephen and Breed. It's fabulous, a great location.
And the Spanish Arch.
Yeah.
You have that there, so you have as well. Kyoll Conchaga's Crack as well, it's there. You have the Long Walk there with the Galway Hooker in the middle of it. I love the one on Connemara with the
my sister's favourite card as well. She loves the colours of it.
You see, your sister has great taste.
Yes.
And you also have one there of the diving board in Saltaire.
That's right.
It's a pity the diving board isn't that colourful. Shouldn't it be that colourful?
Any lick of paint would be a help, you know.
Oh, no, they painted it all.
I haven't been in Saltaire in a while, so great. Well, it was long overdue.
We'll stamp your passport so you can go to Saltaire.
Oh, right. Yeah. When I'm allowed out again.
Yeah. So if they want to get further details, so these are the cards.
Yes.
They can go in. So if they just want to go in, indeed, to Dominic Street tonight, they can do so.
Absolutely.
And get the card. Yeah. They can buy the stamp off the
staff will have them in behind the counter.
And there'll be a box in there.
Yeah, post
box.
From there. The website as well, though, Keith, if anyone that's listening would like to just visit the website and see the cards for themselves and the colours, it's www.YOLO print.com. So YOLO is just the fun for you only live once, and I think you only live once, and that's why you have to go with these things.
I couldn't figure out where YOLO print came from.
Yeah,
but that's you now.
That's me. That's me in a nutshell. You only live once, and you know this is another fun. This is all about fun. For me, like these cards, I hope they sell. I hope the young people embrace the idea. It will be what it will be. But tonight's the launch, and we'll see what happens after that. But I'd love to get to more pubs in Galway, and I'd love to finish up in Dublin and Clare, and I could give you a list of places that would be ideal.
All over the world with this.
Oh God, I'll start with Galway, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't ever say never.
It's a lovely concept. It's a simple concept.
Very easy, very simple.
But a very high quality concept.
Yeah.
But a concept that will tickle people's minds.
Hopefully.
What are you selling the card for?
The cards, if you buy just a single card, they're €4. But if we're trying to encourage multiple sales, so if you can buy 5 of them, you can have them for €3 each. So €15 for 5.
For 5, so bring it down to €3 each.
Yeah, and then the prints are €30 for a single one, and again trying to encourage multiple, €25 for 2 each. €50 for 2.
So for one, you're charging
30 or 50 for 2.
Oh, for 50 for 2. Sorry, yeah. I got my.
So, like the idea with these is that I've actually got some framed. Johnny down in Express Frames helped me out there.
It local, so
it's all local. The printing is local. The design is local. Any framing, I'm not framing them myself, but Johnny down in Express Frames did them for me, and I saw. This is a real Galway production.
A neighbour's child, and all.
A neighbour's child, and absolutely, and even the lads that are running Walsh's. You probably know them already. Gary and Dara of Flaherty. They're Gary Coolan and Gary. Yeah. So they're great guys, and they're doing a great little job down there. It's a little gem of a pub.
I haven't been in it in about 100 years. I'd say the last time I was in it was a post office.
Probably was the post office.
It was, yeah. But I mean, they're very good value at that, so they are, Mike.
Well, in fairness, I did my homework before. I went around to the specialist shops around Galway, and I was just, I wanted to price them fairly. And
I love that.
Yeah, but that would be nice framed, I think. I think
the
that would be up.
And that would lift your spirits every morning.
2 or 3 of them in a wall and a little triplet or whatever they call that. Yeah, I'm not.
That's your technical side.
I don't even know is that the right word. I really don't. I know that there's a 3 in it.
Make it up as you go along. No, you don't. It's beautiful. So if they want to get further details on this, www.YOLO print. You only live once. Like you've had a journey in life, so you have, and you've survived it.
Yeah. But sure, everyone has. And like in some ways, I think part of this is like we have to start looking for the positive again and be uplifted and try and make the best of. Like, times are tough at the minute again. People are having a hard time with fuel, and we have to try and see the bright side of things. We just have to.
Mike Fitz, thanks indeed for joining us today on the programme. If you want to get further details, you can call us here on 091 7700 77, or you can WhatsApp us to 087 0958 968 and get further details.